7 o'clock a.m. Clear Creek State Park. Starting out with the Clear Creek Trail. Off we go. Got a little picnic area over there alongside Clear Creek Beach Volleyball. Looks like we got yellow blazes on the Clear Creek Trail. Let's go down here and take a look at this. Clear Creek running the direction that we're looking. And notice swimming at the beach on the other side. So, steps right here and up to the trail. We got a loop, which I think is about 12 miles. It's a little hard to tell because there's information on the mileages of full trails, but we're going to be piecing together several trails and doing parts of them. A little bit of a climb to start with today. On my shoulder strap here, maybe you can see the gray thing. Picked up a little, pocket thing to put on my strap there for my phone. When it's colder, when it's coat weather, I usually wear a shirt with a pocket, and I'll put my phone in my shirt pocket. In warmer weather, I've been keeping it in my back pants pocket, which is not really a great place. It's also not as well protected from the rain, just in my back pocket if it should rain heavily. So this thing should do a better job. Come to the intersection of the Sawmill Trail. We let a group of turkeys cross the trail first, and there's some white-tailed deer up ahead. And so the Sawmill Trail, you see it doubles back to the left, goes up this ridge right here. And I saw some white-tailed deer on the trail up above me, a little ways back. They didn't seem to notice me, and they were just ambling along the trail. So now we are headed up this way. Down there we have the waters of Clear Creek flowing to our left. They empty into the Clarion River, which we will see later on. So there's a deer up through the trees checking me out. I think it's farther ahead on the trail. Here's something you don't see often, except that in Pennsylvania you kind of do. And it's this pipeline run alongside the trail right here. Probably defunct, but notice it runs all the way up here and continues alongside the trail up this way. So that's an old oil pipeline. And we do find some of these in the forest here. Pennsylvania was the first state in the United States where oil production took place. And I've forgotten the year now. But yeah, you can see this pipeline runs up this way. And up along there. So it would have been flowing that way to take the oil downhill. Got a nice bench right here facing this creek, which I think might be Tadler Run or something like that. Whew. So at the top of this climb, we come to the intersection with the Sawmill Trail, and then also the beginning of the Tadler Run Trail, which we're going to take now. But the Sawmill Trail goes down that way, and you see it's pretty wide. I was looking on a state park pamphlet. It said that that used to be the main road coming into Clear Creek Valley once upon a time. So if you look back this way, you can see this is, there's some sort of posts there to sort of block it off, and it marks private property. But that would have been the road going up out of Clear Creek Valley once upon a time, and then going down into the state park. Okay, so now we're going to get on the Tadler Run Trail, which is 4 miles long and should take us down to the Clarion River and then sort of double back and take us back into the central part of the state park. So the Tadler Run Trail started with a little bit of a climb, but it was maybe just like 75 feet or something. And then it becomes a really level, cruisy, wide path for about a half hour. It seems like at least a half hour I've been walking along a really level portion of trail and just zipping along. Feel every step though, because there are some rocks, but not very many roots. The trail's not overgrown with ferns. It's really nice. So this is about the end of it right here. And now it looks like we're heading into rhododendron land. I read on the pamphlet that it goes through some pretty thick rhododendrons for much of the trail. So I guess that's what we're looking at now. Somewhere there should be a side trail also going to our right that goes to an overlook. And apparently in the middle of summer, when there's a lot of leaves on the trees, you don't see much. So I don't know what we'll get. This is September, first half of September, so who knows. What do we got right here, though? Come to a ledge, and it just overlooks the forest. Okay. trail does continue, doesn't it? Whoa, wait a minute. Okay. Maybe this is our overlook. Seems like the trail ends right here. So yeah, with the leaves on the trees down there, you don't see much, but I imagine at the bottom of that is Clear Creek. Okay, so we have been on the side path, the side trail. I think I know where it split. There's a bench along there, and it looked like there was a fork in the trail, but the blazes, I didn't see blazes going to the left. I only saw them going to the right, and that led us out to this little rocky outcrop right here, and so that's our overlook. Well, guess we're headed back up through these rhododendrons again. And when we get to that fork in the path where the bench is, I'll show that to you. And I think I'm going to stop and take off my outer jersey shirt. Getting a little warm. Let's go. All right, we're coming back to the end of the spur. At least that's what we believe happened, is that we just took the spur trail out to the overlook, and there's a bench right here that you come to for that side trail. So you see there's yellow blazes, you know, there's one right there, one out that way. And we came from the left here, okay, so we came from down there, came to this bench, and there's a blaze there, but then there's blazes over there, very obvious. Not so obvious where the blazes are in this direction. So that's why I thought, well, this is nothing. And I didn't think we were at that junction with the side trail, because I half expected there'd be a sign here that says, you know, overlook that way or something. But going this way, I mean, definitely looks like there's a path here, right? Just no blazes. Well, here's a blaze on our left. That tree right there. But at these trail junctions in this park, there have been signs every time. And, you know, there's been lots of signage out here, and also very generous blazing. So I expected a sign at this point. But I had intended to go that way anyway, so it's not like we did extra. So if you're not a Pennsylvanian, you may not know that our state parks do not charge admission. They're free to residents, visit them anytime, enjoy the activities and so forth. Basically, we just all pitch in with our taxes, and so, and we have 121 state parks. So that's pretty nice that, you know, we don't have to pay admission. Of course, you have to pay for campsites and things like that, and it costs more for out of state than for Pennsylvania residents. Now, if you're from out of state and you just come into Pennsylvania, park someplace and go into the state park to hike, I don't know if it's really supposed to be free for you, probably, but I doubt that you'll be bothered anyway. Okay, well, we're going to continue on down this way. So here are the thick rhododendrons we were promised. You may have noticed that I did not take off my outer shirt like I said I was going to. Well, I plumb forgot, but then once I realized I had forgotten, I thought, well, maybe that's okay, because if these are thick enough and I've got stuff on the sides to contend with, I'll be glad I had long sleeves. Been seeing a lot of colorful mushrooms through here. I don't know anything about mushrooms, so those of you who harvest them, you know, you can say, ooh, there's a good one, or, you know, no, those are crap, or whatever. But I'll just show you what's here. And if you live in the area and you're looking for some shrooms, you'll know what to expect. I imagine it's better at certain times of the year too, right? You probably go out, whatever kind of mushrooms you're looking for. You probably, like anything else, they're best at certain times of the year. So the path is still pretty nice, right? You can see it's pretty wide. Not a lot of rocks and roots. But as I said, don't get complacent. Feel every step and be prepared for the next unexpected rock in the path. When I talk about that idea of feeling every step, I feel like it's not just a safety thing for me, it's also a mindfulness thing. When I'm out on a hike, I really don't want to think about any of the things that I normally think about. I want to be fully immersed in the experience, I want to hear all the sounds, see all the sights, feel, all the sensations, and by focusing on my steps, I find, that mindfulness helps. It's kind of sort of a meditative technique, I guess, right? So, take that for what it's worth. Try it on for size if you're so inclined. Oh, hey, how you doing? Well, as expected, the descent down here to the Clarion River was quite gentle. So we get our first look at it there. And I guess we pretty much stroll along it now for, I'm guessing, a mile and a half or so into the main part of the state park. Just a heads up for you, if you plan to hike the Tadler Trail from Cook Forest State Park to Clear Creek State Park, going eastbound, when you get to the Tadler Run Trail, there is a sign that says Tadler Run Trail left and right, but it doesn't tell you which way to go to stay on the Tadler Trail, and you want to take a left there. If you made a wrong turn there and followed the Tadler Run Trail to the right instead, it would bring you to the Truby Run Trail, right, or Truby Trail, whichever it's called, and you can follow that into the state park. But if you aim to get to the part that is along the Clarion River here, you want to take a left. If memory serves, we have a mile or a mile and a half to go, and then the trail ends. And we come to the road. We'll be walking along the road for a little bit. Maybe it's 4/10 of a mile or something like that to get to our next trail. What should we do here, folks? To get the most head clearance, we got to go through that sogginess, which I think I'll do. Just step on this rock and step over here, and what do you know, not too bad. We're now on the Pipeline Trail, and looky here, a little bit of a blowdown to navigate around. So at the end of the Tadler Run and Tadler Trails, you come into the campground. So we walked about a half mile through the campground, which was buzzing with activity, and then found the head of the Pipeline Trail, which, as you can see, looks like an old logging road. So it starts out as basically a dirt road, and you got a little bit of a climb, ahead of you at first. So that's where we stopped and ate that chili. Basically the main campground road is just down here at the bottom of the hill, and we're going to take the pipeline trail up until it hits some trail, the name of which I don't remember, but it should be the first one we come to, and it should cross left and right. Okay, so we can either go down into that stuff, try to make our way around to the right, or we can try and crouch down through here. Let's try the latter. What do you think? Stopping for a cup of joe at the intersection of the Pipeline Trail and the North Ridge Trail. So we are going to go to our left down that way, taking a right as far as, we came from that direction. There's a bench here, so we're going to have a seat and enjoy a cup of joe. A lot of benches in this park along the trails, so it's kind of nice. So we're heading down the North Ridge Trail till we get to the road. Just take a left on the road and then look for the Radcliffe Trail. Take a left on it, follow it till we get to the Phyllis Run Loop Trail and take a left on it. And then that one is our last trail today. So when we come to the end of the North Ridge Trail, a little bit of a road walk here along the main campground road. We came from that direction and found this picnic shelter here, so we decided to stop for a minute where I need to, I'm going to drink the rest of this and then get another electrolyte mix going. I think the next one is lemon flavor. But also, so we got a walk for about 0.3 miles, I think, until we get to the Radcliffe Trail down there. And we noticed a latrine. Passed by that latrine, so had to take advantage of that. So soon we'll be on the Radcliffe Trail. Ah, it's apple flavor electrolyte powder. How about that? Pretty good. I like that one better than the grape. The Radcliffe Trail is about a mile long. If you do it eastbound in the direction I did, you've got a couple of steep uphill portions, but they don't last too long, so it's not too bad. Hey, look, we're coming to the Phyllis Run Trail. Now we want the Phyllis Run Loop, so is this where we want to take a left? Phyllis Run Trail goes down that way. It crosses the road, which you can probably see at the bottom there, and then continues south. I'm pretty sure we do want to turn left and take this up north for a while, and then it loops around, comes back south. But I'm going to check the map just to be sure. So far on this hike, I was looking at the trail descriptions and the mileages for some of them, and so I have to estimate the total mileage because some of the trails we're only doing parts of. We did the whole Sawmill Trail, the whole Tadler Run Trail, and it looks like by the time we're done, it's around 10.5 miles for the loop. And nothing too gnarly on it, the worst climb was probably going up about 120 feet at the end of the Sawmill Trail, but that didn't take too long, so that was the steepest. If you were doing the same loop counterclockwise, then on the Tadler Run Trail, when you finish walking along the Clarion River, then you're going to start going uphill, and it's steady, and it's a while. So it's not particularly steep, but it's going to last a while. It's going to feel like a long climb, I think. So I'm kind of glad I did it in the other direction. Scenery, you have some nice views of the Clarion River from up above, and some portions of Clear Creek, and I think it's maybe Truby Run are really pretty. But as far as stunning overlooks, not so much. The one overlook that we went to, it may be nice in the winter, but couldn't see much here in early September. But we haven't finished yet. Let's see what Phyllis Run Loop holds for us. There are yellow blazes on the railings and yellow blazes beyond. Looks like this crosses Phyllis Run, which is mostly dry, by the way. It's just a trickle right now. But there are yellow blazes going down that way, too. So I guess we should stay to the left, and I guess that's just a cutoff. So you can get, because the trail should eventually cross Phyllis Run and then come back south. So I guess that's just a shortcut. I'm going to go up this way. And along this portion, I've been seeing these tags on the trees above the blazes too. These white tags. Anybody know what that is? All of them have had dirty brown underneath, and I don't know if that's just like because of the way it's fixed in there, that stuff just runs down. But anyway, what are the white tags? We've been mostly climbing up this part of Phyllis Run, which makes sense because it sort of just goes along the stream bed, which, you know, going upstream. By the time we finally cross it, then we should be descending the rest of the way. So this trail has got a lot of twists and turns. It can make you lose your sense of direction. I was surprised that it kind of took a left back there and is coming this way, because I felt like this is mostly south. And if I look to my right, I see the sun is kind of high in the sky, but it's over to my right, and it is afternoon, early afternoon. So yeah, I should be going south. But I realized something. It was at this point right up here when I came to this tree and then asked myself, where's the next blaze? It was then that I realized I've traversed this portion already. I've already come through here. Somehow I looped around, and I'm repeating this part of the trail. So I don't know how I did that, but I recognized the little path to the right of the tree there. And then when you take that, you see the next blaze down there. So yeah, I have definitely been through this part. So what does that mean? That means if I keep going, I'll come to that bridge again where that we didn't cross, and I'll cross it this time. I have to look at the map to clear up the confusion as to what happened here and how I managed to loop around like this, but interesting. It's never happened before. But yeah, there have been twists and turns, but the blazing is quite generous, and so it's, it's pretty easy to tell where to go, even if you get momentarily confused. I found that the blazing is a little backwards at times, though, on this trail, because, so there's two blazes, right? And the upper one is to the left of the lower one. And that usually means a left turn. But it's a right turn, because you see blaze down there. If it were a left turn here, then you should go up this way somewhere. Oh, well, hey, is that bridge? Yeah, that's the bridge. Oh, okay, I think I get it now. I think I get it. I think what's supposed to happen is the trail comes down here through there, okay, and it's going pretty much northward. And again, you see how this blaze right here, coming from that way, the upper one is to the right of the lower one, indicating a right turn. So it makes you think you should go back that way. And actually, you're supposed to go this way. Okay, so I think what happened is when I came through here before, I did not take that bridge, but continued up the hill. But what's really supposed to happen is you're supposed to go up that way and then loop around a little bit, and then it brings you back around here where you catch the bridge from the other side. So we're not supposed to get the bridge here. So because I missed the turn and didn't go up there, I thought that you go back here, and then when I saw the blazes continuing up that way, I thought, oh, well, we're not supposed to cross the bridge. But we should have come to the bridge from the other direction. I think that's what happened. Now, that wouldn't explain why I repeated a portion over there. But anyway, I'll have to piece this all together later. Okay, so we're going to kind of bushwhack through here just like we did before. And now we're going to cross this bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We should have crossed the bridge when we came to it. I guess. I don't know. Would we have missed that part of the trail if we'd done that? I'm not sure. Anyway. So now it should be mostly downhill for about, 0.7 miles maybe. And then back to or stopping by the park office. And in the park office, I think I'll let them know about that blowdown along the pipeline trail that we had to crawl through. But other than that, I haven't come to any spots in urgent need of maintenance. Okay, coming down the hill here, we come to this sign. Okay, we're on the Phyllis Run Trail. It continues down there. But then that says Big Spring Trail goes that way. And I didn't remember seeing Big Spring Trail on the map. So looking at the pamphlet here, it says on the trail descriptions on the other side here, Big Spring Trail, 0.6 miles, connects Phyllis Run Loop Trail and the park office. So that is the one we want. It's named for a spring by the park office. Rocky Trail passes through spruce trees planted by the Civilian Conservation Corps. Okay, cool. That would have happened in roughly the 1930s, so those trees would be approaching 100 years old now. And on the map, it's this right here. So it's not labeled as the Big Spring Trail on the map, but that's what we want. Behold, the spruce trees. Yep, here they are. Spruce forest. So I guess they're tall enough, but They don't look very thick yet, do they? And this older, thick tree in the middle, I think that might be something else. I don't know if that is a spruce. Is that a pine? But yeah, so if these were planted by the CCC, I'd say they're probably about 90 years old at this point. So here's what 90-year-old trees look like. This tree right here, I would say, was already here when the spruce trees were planted, and it is older. We're coming to signs. To the beach. Really? That way through the, oh, okay, you can see there's a yellow blaze down there, so a little bit of a tree blocking the path there, but okay. Little trail that goes down to the beach. We want to stay on the Big Spring Trail to the park office. Unsafe water here, do not drink. I guess that's, oh, if there's water coming out of that pipe right there. Appreciate that sign, yes indeed. We can definitely hear road noise because up ahead, I think, we're looking at cars zipping by on Pennsylvania Highway 949, I think. This was described as a rocky trail. It's not too rocky. I mean, if we're talking about these big boulders here, okay. But there aren't a lot of, I mean, the trail itself is not rocky. And I think I spot the park office down through there. Building straight ahead of us. And I think I figured out what I did on the Phyllis Run loop. I think I came to that bridge the one time and veered over toward it when I should have taken a left, and then passed by it, and then looped around, and then when I saw the bridge again, I think I did the same thing. The exact same thing. Didn't realize it was the same bridge. Looped around again, and that's when I had the realization that, hey, wait a minute, I've traversed this part of the trail already. So that combined with, so I said I think this loop is about 10.5 miles. But I probably hiked 11.5 because I did that. I did a little loop-de-loop. And also there was one, when I stopped one time, I set the walking stick down and then forgot it. Had to go back and get it. And I think I'd gone about maybe 2 or 3/10 of a mile ahead. So I had to backtrack, get it, do that part again. So let's say that's a 1/4 mile that I had to retrace twice, an extra 1/2 mile. So, okay, well, we'll see you back at the car. Okay, so leaving the park office, we walk along the highway right here and cross that bridge, come to the other side of Clear Creek to Shelter 5 picnic area. And looky there, the silver streak, indicating the end of another mission.